Welcome to something to talk about.
Yeah, really loud.
Welcome to something to talk about.
You heard the lady. Welcome to something to talk about. And yeah, first ever Fallout character. Woo! I did a poll on my channel a little while ago, and I was like, hey, what else should I cover? Should I not cover anything else? Should I just stick to A Song of Ice and Fire? And the poll was like, Fallout and Elder Scrolls, dude. All right. So I'll give you a Morrowind character was my first one. Everyone, that's what you meant, right? Suckers. All right, so now you're going to get a Fallout 3 character, and this one's a little more known. So, yeah, we're getting Dave. That's right, the Republic of Dave. President Dave. And if you don't call him President Dave, you're going to get executed. So, what's going on, all right? Well, I'm Tago. I make lore videos for Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Now I can say that because I finally have, this is my Fallout one. Also, Song of Ice and Fire characters. I do that once a week. I do not edit or polish these. I do not make them pretty. Just uncut nerding out about lore. I read off these cards, as you are currently experiencing, to stay on track. But I also like the feel of improv. These are not playthroughs or walkthroughs of game missions. They are lore videos for characters discussing their history and interactions with player characters. All right. Spoiler alert for the character and the storylines they are a part of. So when it comes to characters I'll be covering, I will not be covering characters from any main quest lines of any Elder Scrolls or Fallout. And I also then will not be covering companions or followers from Fallout, but I will be covering followers from Elder Scrolls because they're a lot less, most of them are not as explored. They're smaller characters, right? But Fallout, they are big characters. They're pretty much main characters, right? There's less of them and there's more. So I won't be covering any of those. Also, I won't be covering Daedric gods of Elder Scrolls. I'm done talking about Elder Scrolls, so we'll just talk about Dave, Republic of Dave. So, yes, please, remember, I'll say it again, this isn't a playthrough, walkthrough. Go check out Oxhorn, man. He's got all these playthroughs. There's plenty of playthroughs. This is me just telling you what I know about Dave, what my research does or showed, and what I remember from playing the game. So, yeah. Dave. Dave is the self-proclaimed president of the Republic of Dave, a small farmstead on the far northeast edge of the Capital Wasteland in 2077. That's when Fallout 3 takes place. A bald-headed man of 47 with 2 wives, wow, Rosie and Jessica, and 6 kids. The president of the Republic carries a Chinese assault rifle on his back and rocks mercenary armor. Love Dave. Love him. All right, so let's talk about the history of the Republic of Dave. Over the past 2 centuries, so 200 years, this small plot of land has been known as the Kingdom of Larry, the Republic of Stevie Ray, Billy'svania, the new Republic of Stevie Ray. That's when Stevie Ray Jr. took back over, and most recently the Kingdom. Not Republic, Kingdom of Tom, after Dave's father. So as far as we know, everybody else is actually part of Dave's family. Despite its small size, the economy seems to prosper due to the increasing trading with caravans. It also has its own agricultural structure to the left of the entrance, which includes a Brahmin pen. The Republic also has an army called the Army of Dave. The Army of Dave consists of Dave, who is the commander-in-chief, and his son Bob, who's the second commander. That's the army. Its other organization included the Immigration Bureau, being that you cannot become a citizen, but if you pay the unwanted immigrant tax of 250 caps, or just give him a hunting rifle, you can become a refugee, not a citizen. And there is also the tourism office. This office answers any questions an ambassador of the wasteland is likely to ask upon arriving. And of course, the Bureau of Dave-like Activities, which we're not sure what the Bureau of Dave-like Activities does because Dave's in charge and he won't talk about it. It's absurd. All right. Time in exile. Yeah, he was exiled for a little bit. After being exiled from the family farmstead, then the kingdom of Tom, under the leadership of his father, Tom, Dave made a living operating as a mercenary around the capital wasteland. He took part in an ill-fated expedition to Fort Constantine, along with a handful of other mercenaries on behalf of Alistair Tenpenny. Don't worry, we'll get to it. He eventually returned to the kingdom of Tom and made a coup d'etat, whatever. He mutinied. He did a mutiny. Renaming it to the Republic of Dave and giving the citizens the freedom of democracy in the form of an annual election. They get to vote every year. In a contrast of the dictatorship of Tom, now the president, Dave's activities consist of staying in his office and never going outside of the building in the Republic of Dave. That's all he does. He leans against the wall a lot. Sometimes he'll even sit down. So that's what happened in exile. We'll get to exile soon after we meet Dave. Meeting Dave, when you approach the Republic, Ralph, his youngest son, will be guarding the gate. He'll let you in, but only if you're not a dirty commie. He will say, "You communist!" He'll walk you really slowly to President Daddy. That's what he calls Dave. When you meet Dave, he'll introduce himself and say, "You will address me as Mr. President or I'll have you executed." He's a blast. Pretty much all of his dialogue. I'm not going to share all of his dialogue, but all of his dialogue is super funny. He'll ask you for your nation's secrets, and if you say no, he'll give you 24 hours before opening fire on you. It's like, "You are exiled, and if you have not left in 24 hours, you'll be executed by firing squad." And he ain't lying. If you just wait 24 hours, he'll just whip his gun out and shoot at you. Yeah, you can tell him about the secrets or what you know of from the vault. And that's how you kind of get away with when he goes, "So tell me your nation's secrets." But if you're like, "I'm not going to tell you anything," he's like, "All right, we'll kill you." I love Dave. That's pretty much for everything you say that he doesn't like. Yeah, he takes things very seriously. As funny as a character he is, he doesn't get the joke. He doesn't know he's funny. So if you answer pretty much any question wrong or if you insult him, he'll just go, "We're going to execute you." All right, let's talk about this annual election, shall we? Isn't this an election year? Maybe it already passed. Who won? I don't know. Election day. With the election coming up, Dave asks you to talk to the other 4 adults in his land, including Jessica Shauna. She runs the Museum of Dave. I didn't put anything about the Museum of Dave in here, but that's really funny. So she shows you all the stuff that Dave has done, and one of them is a Brahmin skull, and she's like, "And this is the skull of a death claw." And she's like, "I know what you're thinking. You're going to say it's a Brahmin skull. Well, Brahmins have 2 skulls, and there's only one up there. Who's the idiot now?" It's really funny. All right, that's the Museum of Dave. That's neither here nor there. We're moving on. Rosie and Bob to get them to vote. So let's break that down. There's Shauna, who runs the Museum of Dave. There's Jessica, who's his second wife, and then Rosie, who's his first wife, and Bob, who is his son. And you need to get those 4 people, I was right, to vote. If you can carry a gun, you can vote. That's like voting age. Although you can't. Right? Like, because you're not a citizen. You can't become a citizen. You can only become a refugee of the Republic of Dave. But the voting age in the Republic of Dave is if you can carry a gun, you can vote. I like that age there. What age? Gun. Oh, okay. Only Dave is on the ballot. So once you have talked to everybody, you can go back to Dave and receive your reward. Well, telling the adults to vote, you have a choice to persuade Rosie and Bob to run against Dave. Might have to pass, some speech tests, but yeah. And be sure not to insult anybody. Doing so would net them each one vote. Under the normal circumstances, they would only receive one vote, and presumably their own. The only way to get Rosie or Bob to win is to steal the other ballots for Dave out of the box before he counts them. After you have told Dave all the votes are in, he will go to the ballot box. You have like a split second to do this because it's always locked. So he'll walk to the ballot box and unlock it, and you have to go and take out all of the Dave ones and just have Bob win or just have Rosie win. So, yeah. If the votes left of the box have Dave in the majority or in a tie with somebody else, he will declare himself the winner of the election and the quest will end. If you are quick enough to open the ballot box right after Dave unlocks it and steal all the votes, but you leave one vote for the candidate of your choosing, Bob will count the votes and declare whomever you left the vote as the winner. Dave will get angry and storm out of the Republic. If you talk to Dave as he leaves, he will tell you that he is going to Old Olney, which is like, it's hard to describe it. It's like a big building, but we know that it's completely infested with death claws. So good luck, So he's going to Old Olney to liberate it from the wasteland and to create a new republic. Due to the death claw infestation there, you can go find Dave dead on the street somewhere. You can just go find him. Or you can follow him to Old Olney and kill any robots, bloat flies, or death claws you encounter. If he lives, he stays in the alleyway and says, "This is the new Republic of Dave. Go away." That's it. That's the picture. It's just him sitting in this alleyway like, "This is the new Republic. You're not welcomed." After being talked to 3 times, he will attack you. He gives you 3 warnings. He goes, "This is the new Republic. Go away." And he says that 3 times. And if you don't, he goes, "All right, I'll kill you." However, if Dave attacks you and you subsequently, I know the type, just not how to talk, kill him, the residents of the Republic of Dave will become hostile. So even if you kill him after he exiles himself, they'll still become hostile for you if you return. If you speak to Victor, the victor, he or she will give you a code to Dave's safe, and you'll get Old Painless, a fantastic hunting rifle. Good to know. There's a gun there. All right. You might think we're done. We're not. We actually have a whole quest to do called "You Gotta Shoot Him in the Head." Oh my God. So let's leave the Republic for a second. As I said, Dave once pulled a job with Mr. Crowley, Tara, Dukov, and Jeff Strayer to find a rare weapon in Fort Constantine for Alistair Tenpenny. To get a bigger share of the award, Dukov trapped the ghoul Mr. Crowley in a room full of feral ghouls. He somehow survived. He somehow survived despite what everyone else believed. He is now resident of the underworld, so you can go see him. That's like a ghoul settlement in Fallout 3. Tara died in Fort Constantine, and the 3 remaining mercenaries escaped and completed the mission. Well, in the underworld, you can talk to Mr. Crowley in the 9th Circle, which is a bar, or at Carol's place. If you do not insult him when you first speak to him, he will give you a quest. His task involves finding and killing Dave, yes, that Dave, Ted Strayer, Dukov, and Alistair Tenpenny. He says they're ghoul haters, and he wants you to kill them with a shot in the head, an homage to how zombies are killed. He will give you a sniper rifle and 5 3.308 caliber rounds. So he's like, these guys hate ghouls. Dave's one of them. Go murk them. Well, that's a whole story. He offers you 100 caps per death by headshot with the sniper rifle as payment, but only 25 if you do it any other way. But you can lie for everyone but Tenpenny. Yeah, so you can walk up, pass the speech check, and be like, yeah, dude, I shot him in the head. Why not? But not Tenpenny. He'll know. He says that the word will get out if you kill Tenpenny, but he wants proof of the others, something personal like a key or a ring. So he wants you to specifically bring back a key or a ring to prove for everybody but Tenpenny. Crowley's smart, all right? He's got a thing going on. Why does he need keys? I won't cover how to take out everybody else because this is just a Dave vid, but there you can go up to Dave and you can shoot him in the head like Crowley wants, or you can or however you wish to shoot him, right? Everybody will become hostile if you do it. Or if you do the whole election and you can wait until he dies, like he leaves, and you can just go loot the key. Like you can do the whole election and then he's like, fine, I'm gonna go liberate old Olney, and then you just follow him. When a death claw kills him, you just walk up, you can take that key. Okay. Or you can pickpocket him, or you can pass a speech check to become a Wasteland ambassador, and he'll give you the key. However, Crowley has a different motive. You can talk to the other ghouls of the underworld, and if you just walk up and be like, so what's up with Crowley? Mr. Crowley, what's up with Crowley? And they all raise doubts about this target's bigotry. Like, they're like, only Alistair Tenpenny actually hates ghouls. We don't know why he wants you to do this. Under questioning, Crowley will admit that he actually wants the special key from each target except for Tenpenny. He still wants Tenpenny shot in the head, though. So now he changes the story. He's like, all right, fine. They're not ghoul haters. Just get me the dang keys, okay? Just the keys. Not the cheese, Milo. The keys, the keys. That's what he says. Shoot him in the head, part 3. Instead of 100 caps per headshot, he will sweeten the deal by offering 100 caps up front plus an additional 100 for each key. Mr. Crowley's objective is the suit of a T-51B power armor that is still stored at Fort Constantine. Tell Alistair Tenpenny about being sent by Crowley to kill him. So if you go up there and tell Alistair, after a successful speech test, Tenpenny will offer you 300 in exchange for agreeing to kill Crowley instead. If you kill Alistair and give Mr. Crowley all 3 keys to collect the reward, he will then proceed to Fort Constantine to retrieve the armor. He will return to the underworld after a few days, provided he does not die in the wasteland. At this point, you could kill him, which will turn all ghouls in the underworld against him, so be careful. Or use reverse pickpocketing to, in order to obtain the armor, he will be wearing it. So you have to like put something else on that he's going to put on so you can take it. Yeah. All right. I'm leaving out a ton of details, but this is already too much about this mission. This is a Dave bit. So I told you this entire thing about gotta shoot him in the head just because Dave's in it. But yeah, that's how you can do it. There's more about that mission. It's cool. I like Mr. Crowley. Mr. Crowley. So in conclusion, Dave. Dave is kind of a jerk. He will kill you if you break, quote, laws, which is a jerk thing. He just runs and starts a new republic if he doesn't get the vote. That's pretty lame, right? He rules like a dictator regardless of the elections, right? Because he's the only one in it. And if he doesn't get it, he exiles himself. He has an entire museum dedicated to his lies, not to mention him justifying taking extra wives. So I kind of glossed over that, but he's like, oh, well, it's my job to repopulate the wasteland. So I'm going to get a second wife. And his second wife, Jessica, also a jerk. She's not a winner. She does not have a winning personality. I'm telling. I'll give you that for $1 there. I'll give you that for free. What am I doing? But all that being said, he seems to protect and love his family. So he is a complex character. Dave stuck out to me the first time I played Fallout 3 back in the day, and I still love Dave. So essentially, Dave decided, well, one of his ancestors 200 years ago decided that in order to have a family and a farm, you have to structure it like a kingdom or a republic. So it's kind of messed up. Like, if you have a family, if you're, part of the head of the family, right? Imagine if I was just like, okay, honey, I am no longer your husband. I'm now your president. And there are rules to follow. And that goes for you too, little lady. And pointing at my daughter, this is a kingdom now. And the kingdom's just this house. It's like, really? Just do the dishes. Okay, shut up. That's what they'll say to you. But his family kind of takes that to the nth degree where he's got just a small, really small knit community of pretty much just his family, and he's ruling it like a nation. That being said, as greasy as that sounds, they seem to be fine. Like, they're not being attacked. They seem protected. He's doing all the right stuff, but he's doing it in kind of a messed up way, right? So that's it. What do you think of Dave? Is he a piece of crap? He's definitely a jerk. I'll give you that. I think he's kind of a piece of crap. But what do you think of Dave? And also, which Fallout character do you want me to cover? Cover from any games? Like I said, no companions, no main storylines, no main characters. But if they're not huge and I can just like a lot of stuff, if I can dumb them down under 30 minutes, I'll do that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I do have Elder Scrolls content on the way and Fallout content on the way. I also did my top 13 vaults, so go check that out. And and if you're interested in that, that's on, subscribe because you're gonna get it. I'm doing it. I'm also still continuing to do a Song of Ice and Fire lore once a week too. So yeah, that's all I got. Peace.